Dred Scott was the first African American man to take his family to the Supreme Court to fight for the protection of his family. A lot of people don't really think of Dred Scott as a family court case or a domestic relations case, but in actuality, it was the actual first case to go to the Supreme Court. He was a party to the case. His wife was a party, as well as his two daughters, and they were suing for their freedom. The judge at that time, the Chief Justice, was Roger B. Taney, which, if you know anything about the Dred Scott decision, even nowadays, the Supreme Court Justice, Justice Roberts, talks about Justice Roger B. Taney. Everybody knows that that decision in the Supreme Court case of Sanford v. Scott, or what is known as the Dred Scott decision, is the worst case of the United States Supreme Court in the history of the United States Supreme Court, because basically that case said that African Americans had no rights. So most contemporaries, though, when they look at that case, they always look at it from the point of view of the issue of property, and not really looking at that case as a domestic relations case. After that decision, I think the year was 1857. It was just before the Civil War. Dred Scott died 9 months later. Roger B. Taney, at the end of the Civil War, he died broke and penniless and was in bankruptcy. Harriet, the wife of Dred Scott, struggled financially to take care of her two daughters, and then she eventually died. The daughters, of course, going to live with family. And all the way around, that whole case was a tragic case, known as the Dred Scott decision. So you can't really do a family court case or a family court documentary without first talking about Dred Scott and the Dred Scott decision, because that is the first case to actually go to the Supreme Court where an African American man was fighting for his family and trying to secure their freedom. Dred Scott, one of the most popular cases in the history of the Supreme Court. So we got to honor Dred Scott in this particular documentary, and at least mention him, at least talk about him, talk about his case.